got friendship.
We got fun.
We got so much fun.
We got so much fun, so much friendship.
So the first thing you're going to see today, our contestants have each been asked to demonstrate a talent, but not just any talent. They have been asked to demonstrate their most middling talent. We're going to be playing about 8 games today. Every game is scored out of 8, with, in this case, the most middling talent getting 8 points. So without further ado, welcome Carlos!
Thank you. Our talent is a medley of the scores of John Williams via whistling.
Yeah.
Of the Pokemon Jigglypuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't say any more words other than their name, so. It's okay.
Alright, and welcome our third contestant, Daryl!
Hello, humanitarians. Do either of you have a phone on you?
I do.
It's fine. I can't come prepared.
Okay.
Okay. What I have in front of him is a list of all 30 NBA franchises, which I have committed to memory. I will name all 30 of these franchises with amazing accuracy and, as you'll see, staggering mediocrity. Whenever you're ready. Oh, also, will you attest to the veracity of this list? Assuming you know anything about sports.
Seems pretty legit. Why would they call?
Don't let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Any of the names of the team. Atlanta Hawks, Boston Celtics, Brooklyn Nets, Charlotte Hornets, Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, Dallas Mavericks, Denver Nuggets, Detroit Pistons, Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, Indiana Pacers, Los Angeles Clippers, Los Angeles Lakers, Memphis Grizzlies, Miami Heat, Milwaukee Bucks, Minnesota Timberwolves, New Orleans Pelicans, New York Knicks, Oklahoma City Thunder, Orlando Magic, Philadelphia 76ers, Phoenix Suns, Portland Trailblazers, Sacramento Kings, San Antonio Spurs, Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz, Washington Wizards.
And finally, welcome to the stage, Maggie Joe!
Alright, my middling talent requires a prop. I promise I am middle good at this, so normally when you see people try to do this at a party, you're like, oh god, they're bad, get out of here. I'm not good, but I am certainly middling at my talent.
I should explain. We've got a division of labor here. You might notice there's two people on this side of the stage. I'm the host, but Patrick is, as you can tell from the ribbon, our esteemed judge. And Patrick decides the scores. All of Patrick's decisions are final and arguable, but still final.
Yeah, well, I mean, you saw all the talents before I rendered my decision. Do you have anything to say about any of them? Did you find any particularly impressive or particularly middling?
This is where you talk up your fellow contestants because if they
See,
did the
I think
best
this
talent.
one required way too much
Yeah,
preparation.
that was, they're both impressive.
I would say
They're
Maggie
very
Joe,
impressive.
like that was legit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Maggie. That was
That was
really
good.
Yeah.
Okay, you need to YouTube some real spoons players. You will see how middling I am at that. Okay.
If all four of us played a spoon medley right now,
You
you would win.
Yeah,
You would
Wait,
win.
you did this,
That was
yeah.
that was love.
All right, so Patrick, with that in mind, which was the worst talent?
Can I have? What do you think was the worst talent? Such a nice room.
Yeah.
We have such a nice.
I mean,
room.
I'm gonna put my finger on the scale if you don't want
Please,
to.
please.
Laura, I respect you. I like you as a friend. You're a wonderful person, but that Jigglypuff thing was the least impressive of these four.
I think it was
Yeah.
so short. It was so short.
I mean,
No, I 100% agree.
Okay. Well, then no more argument on that.
Yeah.
I would vote for myself as that was the worst of the
Okay,
talents.
well, typically, first place gets 8 points, second place 6 points, third place 4 points, fourth place 2 points. But for this, since we're looking for the middling, first place, unfortunately, Maggie Joe gets 6 points.
Oh.
Laura and Daryl each get 8 points.
Wait, that means Carlos is the worst.
No, you're right. You're right. Carlos and Daryl each get 8 points, and Laura gets 4 points.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
It was just
our
way-
first game.
Yeah. There we go. Spoons are just bopping. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, so we asked the contestants before the show not only to prepare a talent as you just saw, we also asked them because we figured we'd be in the middle of winter when the show happened, it'd be bitter cold out. We figured we would have these contestants bring us the most summery thing they could find. And so starting with Maggie Joe, could you show us your summery thing?
Yes, indeed. So, part of it's a little cliche, but I've got an argument for the rest of it. So, okay, yes, I picked up a White Claw, nice sizable little drink of summer here. But if my name and talent have not given it away yet, I'm from the South. My accent doesn't show that, but I am. Koozies are summer in the South, and I find it very weird when I'm at a party in Chicago and there's not like a basket of koozies available. I guess it's just hotter down there, but koozies are where it's at. So this is a Bud Light koozie, very very prominent in summer parties, gatherings where I'm from, and I believe this one was gotten for free at a pride parade, so also in the summer. Yeah.
All right. And as you know, we asked all of our contestants for the show and tell item to relinquish their show and tell item so that
the prize pool.
Yes. As you all know, as you all already know, as nobody here knows, the contestant with the most points at the end of the show gets to win 4 wonderful summary items.
All right. So next, Daryl, what is your summary item?
First of all, I'd like to applaud Maggie Joe's selection of a summary item, but I feel like she could have gone further with it, which is where I came in. In the summertime, there is nothing more that you want than a nice, cold beer, specifically beer, not a White Claw.
Yeah, okay.
Not a wine cooler, nothing like that. So, while I do think the Bud Light cooler is festive, what is more summery than a koozie featuring Chicago's thinking man's and working man's team,
Yeah.
the Chicago White Sox?
Yeah.
They are the boys of summer.
They are the boys of summer. And classic black and white font, popularized by Eric Easy E. Wright. May he rest in peace. Purchased mere moments ago at the gas station right by the 9094 exit, the very exit that many Chicagoans take for their summer getaways, either southwest to Lake Michigan or northwest to Wisconsin Dells, the water slide capital of the United States.
So this koozie represents
Everything.
all of that.
All right, place it in the middle, if you will.
So if someone's going home with 2 koozies.
Yeah, they can have a party.
Yeah.
I hope we have 4 koozies. Everyone would make me more motivated to win these games than if I could walk out with 4 koozies.
Okay, show us your koozie, Laura.
It's not a koozie. I'm really bummed about it not being a koozie right now. Okay, so picture this. You're on a beach. Ooh, and what's better than a good beach read? Ooh, nothing. How about lemons are a girl's best friend? What? Learn how to make masks. Learn how to make drinks. Learn about cherries. That's illustrated. Pomegranates. Learn about all your citrus fruits.
It seems like this book really covers a lot more than lemons.
Yeah, it's a misnomer. You think, oh, I'm going to learn a lot about lemons. Well, spoiler alert, there are other fruits, you guys.
Well, no, it establishes that lemons are a girl's best friends. The other fruits might
You have other friends.
be enemies.
You have
I
other
mean,
friends.
like grapes are your enemy.
Well, yeah, obviously. Work friends, game friends. Yeah, you have different friends, so you can hang out with other fruits and make them for summer.
All right. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah. It's a still life.
Yeah,
Coming together.
and it was bought on a sale because it's no longer summer.
Did they discontinue it because it was bad advice?
Again, during the fall, lemons are bitter enemies.
You know what? Whoever wins can let you know, and so I will let you know. Get it? 'Cause
All right. Carlos.
Folks, to build on Daryl's product, excuse me, all the whistling. To build on Daryl's product but improve upon it. What's more summery than baseball?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's more summery than baseball. Going on a road trip with your family and visiting all the sights and all the great places, all the great landmarks in the United States.
And you're telling me that's more summary than a baseball, but you chose to bring in a baseball.
I brought a baseball with all the landmarks and all the sights and all the things in the United States of America.
It does say United States of America on it. That's a very...
In case there was any confusion from the flag, Mount Rushmore, Route 66.
Oh, they have a muffler man. Oh, that's a hard one to beat. No, this is lovely.
All right, so Patrick, we got 4 summary items.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most summary?
So when did Red Claw become a thing?
White Claw.
White Claw.
Do you think I'm going to say like a year ago? Because I started seeing it at every single improv show, and I really don't understand why.
Yeah, did it become a thing in summer, or was it like cold of winter when it became a thing?
We're not doing any fact checking live.
Let's see. So I'm gonna put that baseball in first place. I mean, that's just nothing more summary than America. So
I
that's,
find it jingoistic and insulting.
let's see. Now, Daryl, you talked about how great it was to have a beer in the summer. But you
Where's
did not
the beer?
bring a beer.
Where's the beer?
And what's more, you were at a gas station.
You gave us $10. A meager allowance. That koozie was $4.99 plus Chicago tax. So it came up to $5.50. What I would have been able to buy with the remaining $4.50 would be disgusting.
For that is a White Claw.
I rest my case.
I'm pretty sure you can get a General Tall Boy for about $4.50 or so, for the most part.
Yeah, doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Still tax.
I think you're just saying, I took $4.50 of your money.
Well, to be fair, I mean, Maggie Jo didn't pay at all for that, so she took 10 of our money.
I paid for the White Claw.
Yeah, but that's less than $5.
Well, if Daryl had been more supportive of Pride, then he would have gotten the koozie. Think about that. That's true.
Okay, I'll leave the scoring to you.
I gotta put Daryl in last place. Now, it comes down to these lemons are. Now, is this a beach read? Do you read like cookbooks at the beach? I mean, or is it
You
more of a
drink
thriller?
a cold beer at the beach.
You didn't bring a beer! Maybe you do, but where's your fucking beer?
I don't just gnaw on a koozie at the beach, you know, and think I'm refreshed. You know what?
It's a summer prep book. You go on a girls' trip, we all know, and you're gonna make some nice drinks. You're gonna make some nice face masks, you're gonna make some nice lotions with your lemon friends.
I think if we were to
You know what? I think-
Anyone, help me out.
We have to move on.
Yeah, I think the idea is that both Laura and Daryl brought things that are potentially drinks, whereas Maggie Jo brought a drink. So that puts her in second in my mind. And we'll put Laura.
All right,
Yeah,
so
when life gives you lemons, read a fucking stupid book.
Bring a beer next time.
those two games down, we move to the first video recorded game. Before this show, 2 months ago, we went to all of our contestants' homes, and we recorded them playing a variety of games. And this one is the first of 3 of those that we're playing for the show. You might find it a little surprising, wink wink, a nudge. Play the video! Save me from this!
Okay. While Patrick is out of the room, put something surprising under an upturned mug.
Patrick will lift the mug. The thing that most surprises Patrick wins. You have 3 minutes.
Your time starts when Patrick leaves the room. Okay. Oh,
Okay, put something surprising under a mug. Cool.
All right, so that's what our contestants had to do. Now, normally we talk like a little bit of strategy, how you approach this. So I'd like to know if any of you have like any thoughts before we play the video.
well, I mean, I didn't have a mug. So I had to improvise and come up with something that was mug-like and then fit something underneath it. So,
Yeah,
no stressful.
we will be collecting after the show to buy.
I don't need a mug.
You know what, summary? I think a mug would be
Yeah, nice mug.
Winter.
What is
winter?
Yeah.
No.
Nice
Mugs for all seasons. Play the next video, please.
So this is the upturned mug?
That's the upturned mug.
It's a nice mug.
Thank you.
All right.
I had to get a big one. So it would be more surprising. I just wanted you to feel like you were getting attacked, like surprise element.
I wasn't expecting it, I suppose.
I mean, that sounds like surprise to me.
All right, where's is this?
That is the mug.
Ah.
Oh.
It's a duff. It's a duff and a Benjamin. No way, it's not a Benjamin. It is. It's not the money. It's the joke. Oh, what is this?
I got that from somewhere. I don't know where, but I kept it because it looks like $100.
It certainly does.
So I'm like, this is a thing I'll just leave around for someone.
It's some crystal clear, universal, premium flower care.
Yeah.
Are there flowers in this apartment?
No.
Let's do this mug. It says salty ass bitch on it. Here's my first instinct is I have this 3-foot tall stuffed giraffe, which is pretty surprising. You gotta lift the mug.
Alright, so first I want to clarify. Maggie Jo, what was under your mug?
So yeah, it was hard to see
Hard to see.
there was two things that were in tandem. So if anyone's familiar with the board game Scythe, I have like metal little, it's like a little board game miniature of like a little mech robot looking thing, and he was holding a Irish flag that we had a debate over whether
Yeah, I
it was the Italian
misidentified it
flag
as
or
the
Irish
Italian flag. So, but it was very important, I think,
Yeah.
when you're in a mech battle to know what country you're in.
So you had the added surprise of learning it was the Irish flag that was under there.
Yeah. All right, so
Patrick, I did ask you at the time, like after each contestant revealed their item, or after you lifted the mug rather, how surprised you were by each contestant. Would you like to hear how surprised you were?
yes, even though like the first contestant, I had no reference of scale or anything.
All right, so for Maggie Jo, you said you were 6 out of 10 surprised. For Daryl, you said you were 6 out of 10 surprised. For Laura, you said you were -3 out of 10 surprised. And for Carlos, you said you were 7 out of 10 surprised.
No, actually I stand by most of those. Carlos, like the fact that first I pick up the mug and, well, it's not a mug, so that's the first surprise. The second surprise, it's like, holy crap, $100 bill. That's surprising. And then it's like, oh, I'm surprised that's not a $100 bill. So I got to give Carlos first place here.
And the Duff beer.
And the Duff beer,
was an
it's all
energy-
great.
energy.
Cool. Yeah. Let's see. I am going to give Maggie Jo second on this because I was not expecting a mech holding a flag. Let's see.
They're usually neutral.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the renegades for hire. Yeah. Let's see. Laura. I mean, I wasn't at all surprised that there was a large stuffed giraffe under the mug.
Have you ever seen one of those before?
Well, no, but I had when I walked into the room. Then when I removed the mug, it continued to be.
And wasn't it surprising because you'd already seen it? You're like, why would she do this?
Were you surprised that there was nothing else under the mug?
That's also very surprising.
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Daryl gets third. Just because, like, you had. Where did the packet come from?
I have no
flowers.
idea. I grabbed it out of sheer panic.
Did you steal it from, like, someone else's apartment?
I don't know.
Please don't reward it.
Okay, don't reward me. Let's not reward counterfeiting, Carlos.
It's a flyer or something.
See, he's not the counterfeiter, he's a victim.
Yeah.
Along on the street.
I'm the
Take
victim.
that bill to the FBI.
It's already spent.
I would say something unethical happened in everyone's apartment that day.
What are you implying, sir? Anyway, Daryl gets fourth, third, and Laura.
No, you said more than story.
4 points.
on the
4
score
points.
sheet.
Laura gets 2 points there.
All right, so our next game is a live game. It is a game of scented markers. We have purchased a set of some name brand silly scent markers, and we are going to blindfold you and ask you to write down the smell you think the marker has. You're each going to get 3 markers. There are 2 points per marker up for grabs.
Are we allowed to know what the options are, or we're going in?
No.
I am all about the rules. I need to know my parameters.
All right.
I mean, they're fairly standard for smelling markers. I mean, you know.
You don't need to put those on quite yet. I'm gonna make sure you have a whiteboard. We got props. We got a budget.
We do. You know, it's
All right. So here's whiteboards. Take a whiteboard, any whiteboard.
Wow. Nice.
Ooh.
All right. So here's how this is going to work. Patrick and I are each going to have a marker. Carlos and Laura, Patrick is going to give you the marker to smell, and then you're going to write it. Daryl and Maggie Jo, I'm going to give you a marker. So you're going to have 2 different sets of markers. And then when we have all 3 marker names written, we're going to take the blindfolds off and have a look.
Okay.
Now, are they writing the smell or the color?
The color.
The color.
Oh, the color. And also, do we have something to write with?
Yeah, are they dry erase markers?
They're markers. You can write with
Yeah,
markers.
are they dry erase markers?
I don't think they are.
No.
They're washable.
They're washable.
That's not my whiteboard.
Who buy new whiteboards? Got jobs.
Sponsored by Name Brand Markers.
All right, so
They're not Mr.
blindfold on, everyone.
Can I keep this out?
No.
It's fine.
Patrick, here's your 3.
Okay.
If I catch a cool buzz off of one of these and find myself unable to write, will you transcribe for me?
You want to say yes?
It's a little suspect that you're having us smell markers.
All right, Maggie Jo, here's your first marker.
We're writing with the blindfolds on?
Yes, you're writing with the blindfold on. All right, Daryl, here's your first marker.
Okay.
So here's your
And I'm
first
writing
marker.
with the marker in my
Yeah.
hand on the board.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
So
we smell it. and
Yes,
we
smell
write
it, and then you identify the color of the marker.
And then I write it, and then I pass it down.
Yes. Well, I mean, you can hand it to me. You know, when you say.
All
I'm
right,
ready.
so you're going to swap markers now? Wait, there you go.
Passing it over.
What word I'm gonna write over?
Maggie Jo, you have to write the color, not the item, not the smell.
No.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. Well, can I, how do I do the first one now?
We'll talk about it.
All right. Oh, God. This is a disaster. We're writing the color.
Okay.
Yes.
This one.
Right, and
When Daryl's done with his theory, we'll get it.
This is gross.
Oh, Daryl, that's all.
okay.
Is cleaning supplies a color?
It is actually.
Windex blue.
Yeah, you know. Red, orange, yellow, blue supply.
That's really all I'm getting. This is nasty.
All right, thank you, Maggie Jo.
Okay. Can I like clarify what my first one's color would be somehow?
Here's the first one
Okay, I'm
again.
gonna write the color. Okay.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I don't smell color.
Can I smell the first one again?
Sure.
Yes!
Would you like to
I-
smell any of the other ones, sir?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Sorry, just realized you're blind.
Oh, God.
I feel like I'm the world's lamest daredevil adventure.
Okay.
Paint
Have
day
you
in
seen
Hell's
that?
Kitchen.
Have you seen the Ben Affleck movie?
I can't see anything, and that's rude.
All right, so now that everyone's got their 3 colors written, remove your blindfolds and flip your whiteboards towards the audience.
Oh, hell yeah, y'all.
All right, so I'm gonna start with Daryl and Maggie Jo. The first one we've got is purple, scented like grape. So that's points for Daryl and Maggie Jo.
Yeah.
Patrick, you want to do yours next?
Okay, so the first one, let's see, was this blue one that supposedly smells like blueberry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we got red and we got green.
If
Okay,
you put those together.
That makes orange.
All right, the next
Yes.
one for Daryl and Maggie Jo was a yellow one scented like lemon, and we have, I can't read
It
that.
says yellow.
All right, point for Maggie Jo.
Oh, yes.
Major, you nailed it. I smelled a lot of markers in my
I'm so sorry.
All right, now the next one was a green apple one, which
Oh my god!
yeah,
Face
Can we have a bonus point for that specificity?
I think that seems fair. I would say
Especially because I
yes.
had already written green, and I was like, gotta go more specific.
So what does green smell like as opposed
I
to green
I
apple?
thought the first one, the second one smelled kind of green apple-y, and then I was like, no, this is much more green apple.
Tangy smell.
Yeah, there's some tang to
Like a
there.
tangy
Yeah,
smell.
some sourness.
The last one for Maggie Jo and Daryl was this red strawberry scented marker.
Weird that we both said brown though, right?
It's a bit of a mind meld, but it is strawberry.
Anyway, the last one was this orange marker that smells like an orange. And we got yellow
Does it
and
though?
purple.
I thought it smelled citrusy. I thought
It
it
is
smelled
citrusy.
citrusy. Lemons are okay.
Alright, so by my accounting, Daryl got 1 correct, Maggie Jo got 2 correct, and Laura got 1 correct with a bonus point.
All right, sounds good. Yeah,
Alright,
let's score 'em as it is.
Need a reckoning.
Let's see.
so that's 4 for Maggie Jo, 3 for Laura, and 2 for Daryl.
Let's see.
My penmanship is so good.
If you would like to clean it, we have that. Otherwise, I'll just do that during the next game. Please don't with the blindfold.
See, what's the next one?
I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
what were the scores again?
so Maggie Jo got 4, and it's over here.
Yeah, 4.
Daryl got 2, and Laura got 3.
Wait, I need bigger numbers.
Things happen.
Oh, with the spray it works really
Oh, the
well.
spray works well? Oh, good.
Yeah, it does smear a little bit.
Yeah, I would just like to mention that some of these colors here are very questionable. Like, the one for gray is coconut.
That's what it's
Gray?
that's what our red one smelled like. Coconut.
And also, why is the cap purple?
Oh, that's a
think it's
different
lighting.
one.
I think that's the lighting.
Oh.
No, wait, no, that's the, yeah, my bad.
So I should note that like testing for this game mostly involved me making Patrick smell every one of these markers
Yeah.
to make sure they smelled even close to what they said they were.
So if I'm out of it for like the next 45 minutes. All right.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just keep those. You'll use them later.
Oh no.
All right. So the next game is another game we recorded at our contestants' houses. It's a little something we call the table alphabet. Let's play the rules read.
Very. Oh no, this one. This one.
I think I did okay.
It's the other. My breakfast table and my dinner table.
All right. The mystery. Place as many things starting with different letters of the alphabet under this table.
Most different letters of the alphabet wins. You have 5 minutes. Your time starts now.
All right. So what was going through all of your heads when you read this?
Oh, sheer panic. This one, I lost it. I was like, just running, heart going.
Yeah, I was just grateful I have lots of just knick-knack things everywhere in my life.
So I just started grabbing things and yelling words at Patrick.
Yeah, I noticed that some people tried to go in like alphabetical order. Did some people find that helpful?
I think
or-
so, to keep it all straight.
Yeah, it seems like so.
Because there weren't any negative points for having extra things with the same letter.
Yeah.
I just did scattershot. Like, doesn't matter if I get a letter 3 times or not. And I'm pretty sure I got L. I had particular trouble with because I have a lot of things that start with L apparently.
I didn't realize I didn't have a letter, and then that would stick in my head, like, I don't have this one. So I ended up getting like 4 more items being like, I don't have C yet. And it's like, no, now I do. But I kept just grabbing C items. I don't know.
Video.
Yeah, let's see our new alphabet song.
We did edit this into alphabetical order because we thought it would be fun to watch that way.
Yeah.
It's playing, I'm just very still.
He's a man.
Thank you.
thought about it.
Yeah, he considers.
Great. This is called the Let's Make a Mess game. All right, here we go.
Alcohol. Anime.
Bread.
A single boot.
Clorox is C.
Controller.
DVD.
D is for Die Hard. Eno record.
Embarrassing DVD of me skydiving. Espresso beans.
Flux. F is for Fog. Oh, Far Cry 5.
Can I borrow your folder, Asher? Thank you.
Game Boy's a G.
Goonies.
Headphones.
The Ionic Pro.
iPhone. I.
Be like jump rope. They don't have jump rope. Fails or HJ. Jerky. Jerky. I have jerky. Where's jerky? Where's jerky? Oh man. Jerky. I don't think I have any. I thought I had jerky.
Jumanji. J.
Knob. Is like a doorknob. Came in handy.
Laptop. L.
Lotion.
So L is like a looking glass, aka a mirror.
Metal dog.
A Minecraft model.
Napa wine. L.
Orb.
Packet.
Poop bags.
Quarto.
Rubik's Cube. Razor.
Set.
It starts with X. Nothing. Sunscreen.
Thermos.
A trophy.
So underwear is U.
Vacuum.
Wallet.
Wallet.
Let's see. Wine is W.
And that's time.
How many things did I get?
Let's see. Well, it's counting them off. Yeah, keep them under the table, actually. All right. So we got the book. We got the Clorox boot.
Yeah.
Let's see, a cord,
Yes.
a DVD.
Yes.
Yes. D for Die Hard.
Yep.
E for Eno.
Yep.
F for, well, you put Flux, then
Oh, I did put
Fog,
Flux.
and then Far Cry 5. Mech, Pepper, Rubik's Cube, Salt, Trophy, Umbrella, and Vacuum.
We had a pretty good set of items by everyone. Nobody got X, Y, or Z. Daryl was the only person to get Q or J with Quarto and Jumanji. Two board games he had hanging around. But incredibly, Laura, you were the only person to get the letter O.
For your orb.
Yes.
I had just like a glass orb. I love knickknacks.
Knickknacks are great. You also got, you said embarrassing skydiving footage. What made it embarrassing, if I may?
Yeah, because we tried to play it afterwards and it didn't
Yeah,
work.
Region
Get it to
4,
work.
because Australia.
It was from Australia. Okay, so they cut this together, and it was all of the people who were on that trip, and everyone else was like, "Woo, yeah!" And then mine, they slowed it down. No, right whenever we were rolling out of the plane, and they really zoomed in on me, going, "Oh no!" Just like regretting that I had made this decision really hard, and then you're strapped to someone and he doesn't stop if you're screaming like, "No, I don't want to do this anymore." And then so we just like fall out of the plane and you can just see my oh shit face. Just, oh, it was very fun. I highly recommend it.
Other fun things our contestants got. Carlos had a doorknob from his bathroom.
It just fell off?
Just came out.
Also, I remember that you spent several seconds at least searching for jerky. Was there jerky in your apartment?
I eventually found it.
You mentioned
Daryl had, in addition to the board games, a wonderful collection of DVDs, including Die Hard, which
and I liked how, especially how you listed off each movie as it was a children's book. Like D is for Die Hard, G is for Goonies, things like that. I think it went quite well. You did have like 3 Fs under the table though. You had like Far Cry, all sorts of different.
But I would say, that's good strategy. Just get all the things you can, and we'll figure it out, and we'll sort it out and get it.
Okay, so
So-
what were the scores for this one?
All right, from lowest to highest, Carlos got 16,
Yeah.
Maggie Jo got 17, Daryl got 19, which means our winner is Laura with 20 letters represented. And I'll put the video on the Facebook event so you can all have a look at the full video of like all these contestants putting things under their table.
That's really good.
Who got the sweatiest during this one?
We didn't give any measurements of that.
Yeah, we made no
I
sweat
think the
measurements.
video will attest. I really ran my ass.
Look, I'm not to brag, but I'm pretty sweaty as a person.
So there's one thing that I was really hoping any of our contestants would ask, and I was really kind of surprised nobody asked this. Why are you asking us to put our things under the table? And so this next video will explain exactly why we had our contestants put things under a table when tables are meant to be, normally you're supposed to put things on top of a table.
Whoa, this is long.
Without touching any of the objects currently under the table with your hands or with objects that cover your hands, do the following.
One of the objects touch the ceiling. Refrigerate one of the objects.
Separate one of the objects into at least 3 pieces. Build a house on top of the table with the objects without touching any of the objects with hands or with gloves.
I'm going to reread before I say the last sentence because that was a lot of things. Okay. Touch the ceiling. Refrigerate. Separate. Build a house. Damn. Okay. Your time starts now.
All right.
Yeah, nice little, So, big thing there, not being able to touch the items.
Absolutely.
We have a variety of different approaches, I would say.
Patrick, would you like to see how the boys did it?
Yes.
All right, that's our next video.
Yeah.
Boys versus girls.
We used our boobs.
I don't have things to do this with. How do I make one of the objects touch the ceiling? Ugh. Okay. Yeah. All right. I knew there was a reason I didn't return these. Door up. Door up. Oh, that's harder than I thought.
Make one of the objects touch the ceiling. So, Jumanji is touching the ceiling.
There we go. Touch the ceiling.
Refrigerate one of the objects. Jumanji's going in the fridge.
But I can open the freezer with my hands, right? Or the fridge with my hands, right? Okay. Oh. Okay. Separate one of the objects into at least 3 pieces.
Cool. 1. Okay, that's in 3 pieces.
Like, why do I not have chopsticks? I probably do somewhere. That's 1. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. Build a house on top of the table with the objects.
Alright, so at this point, it's not even a speed trial. I'm just like trying to build a cool house. Alright, so I'm going to use these DVDs as flying buttresses, like a cathedral.
Here's the chimney.
Oh wait, no, it needs a spire. Oh, damn it. Forget it. We'll call it.
And this is the river behind the house. Done.
So yeah, so I guess you went with sort of a chopsticks approach. with the rod there.
I had the 2 rods, so I just used them as hands. It was
harder than I thought it would be. I thought they would catch fairly quickly, but they did not. So that was a struggle.
Yeah, but it's good that both of you figured out that it didn't say that you could open the fridge. Didn't say you couldn't touch the fridge. Certainly.
Oh, that'll come up.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we understood it as couldn't use hands at all.
And Daryl, I understand your lifting device was 2 Chappelle Show DVDs?
Yeah, it's season 1 and season 2,
Not so good.
which features some lost episodes.
Ooh.
How do you think it worked generally? Like, it seemed like it was sort of a claw hand kind
Like
of situation.
fucking gangbusters,
Yeah.
as you can see.
Why'd you give up on the spire?
It was a tribute to the now ruined Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. So I gave up on the spire because it would not be right.
So before we move on, how do you think you did?
I completed the task as designated as far as the things under the table. Well, we already went over that, so I think I did all right. I have a nice house with a river around it.
Yeah.
I platinum.
All right.
Platinum trophy.
Let's see how the girls did.
Nailed it.
This is gonna be embarrassing. No hands and no things that cover hands. 1, 2, 3. Paper towels in 3 pieces.
I think the house is the hardest one. So I'm gonna start with that. Ugh.
Oh boy. I do not have a lot of good housing materials here.
What are we defining as a house?
Are you saying that this is a house?
It'd be like a card house if that's the standards we were using. But let me go refrigerate something. Let's see.
We're gonna refrigerate this towel. Let's go.
I'm just gonna kick this over here. Oh, I can't open the refrigerator with my. Does it say I can't touch the objects with my hands? Or I can't use my hands?
Now.
Out touching any of the objects. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
This is gonna be the roof.
This is gonna make a mess.
Look at that house. Isn't it beautiful?
So that's 2 pieces.
I know. I'm just gonna have to dump it. Ta-da!
Look at that roof. Wow. It's a tent. Look at how homey it is. Okay.
Refrigerate house. 3. Oh, touch the ceiling. Oh boy.
Make one of the objects touch the ceiling. That's not fair. I have very high ceilings. So what if I like put it on this pillow?
Okay. This is not gonna work.
There.
Oh, much better.
We just need to believe in ourselves. Got it!
All right.
Yes.
I think I did it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, do you call this a house?
Yeah. I'll do. Can I keep going? Ladder roof. Since quality is of the utmost importance here. More house-like. Done.
Would you like to hear the dictionary definition for house? Because I think you'll find it quite instructive.
Yeah, what is a house?
A house is a building that serves as living quarters for one or a few families. Do you think any of our contestants did that?
No.
Okay. So let's go.
But I'm willing to hear some arguments.
We have a slide that has a picture of all of the houses.
All right. Now, if you could have gotten that book on top of the muds, that would have been a real nice chalet, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the only one you can go inside of, right?
Look, you can go in the tent on mine. It's a tent. You can live in there.
My fedora house has a roof. It has walls in every 360-degree direction.
How do you get in?
Not even
I didn't say you need to build a door. A family can live in it, they just can't get out.
I would love a house with a river.
Let's see. So it says I'm allowed to award up to 3 points for up to 2 houses.
Yes.
All right. So I have to appreciate like the little roof on top of Maggie Jo's house.
Butter dish.
Yeah, the butter dish. That was your B, I believe. So I'm gonna give that 1 point. And see, it's a tough one. You know what? The river by Carlos just painted such a scene.
I have to have something to look at outside.
You know, I'm gonna give the 2 points for that one.
All right, so that was the bonus points. Would you like to hear how our contestants did in the actual task?
Yeah, for the actual task, certainly.
So, in order, in no particular order, Maggie Jo took 4 minutes and 13 seconds to do all 4 of the sub-games.
Oh, that was
Laura took 5 minutes and 9 seconds. Carlos took 4 minutes and 56 seconds. And Daryl took 30 seconds and 2 minutes.
Wow.
30 seconds and 2 minutes?
Which puts Daryl in first place.
Yeah, Daryl in first place. I mean, the score, the timing seems pretty obvious. Daryl
30
in
and
first place.
120 seconds.
So it's Daryl, then Maggie Jo, then Carlos, then Laura.
Yep, seems pretty clear to me.
All right.
All right. All right, do we have another live game?
Same as like golf, right? Lowest score wins.
The lowest score gets to give away all of their crap, and I feel like for some people in this modern Marie Kondo age, that's what we should all do.
Yeah, there is that.
So our next game is a test of memory, but not the test of memory you'd expect, like, not short-term memory. This is a test of long-term memory. See, we've prepared a list of cities in the U.S., starting from the most populous and getting increasingly lower in population. Now, I have 4 Chicago flags in my little bucket here, and I ask each of you to take one of these flags, pass them down. As I read a city, if you've heard of that city before, you're going to keep your flag up. If you've never heard of that city, I'm going to ask you to put your flag down and you are out of the game. Or we're trusting your honesty, but when we get down to 2 people or so, we're going to ask you to name states. There's also at least 1 fake city. If you keep your flag up for the fake city, we will make merciless fun of you.
So once we put our flag down, then we just have to keep it down where up.
Yep,
Yes,
you are.
except for the fake outs. If you put your flag down during a fake out, you're in.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna start with
Raise them high,
raise your flags. New York City. Who's heard of New York City? All right. Very good.
In New York.
Los Angeles. You all heard of Los Angeles? Chicago? Okay, good. We're all
That was not real.
Philadelphia. Jacksonville. Home of Limp Bizkit.
As we all know.
I've got fun facts for all of these. Indianapolis. Portland. Highest number of strip clubs per capita.
I actually knew that.
Albuquerque. The 53rd most walkable city in America.
Wait, that's the fun fact?
Oh, they get better.
Watch out, Santa Fe. We're coming for you.
Long Beach. 4 miles long, that's how long the beach is. Wichita. Home to a troll sculpture hidden under a storm grate. Corpus Christi. We're all still in, all right. The first major city with citywide Wi-Fi.
Really?
Yeah, well, Wikipedia, I trust them. Henderson. All right, Henderson's in Nevada, birthplace of Mike Tyson.
I'm not a big Mike Tyson fan.
Chandler. Actually, we're going to skip Chandler. Chandler's dumb.
That's its fun fact.
Has an annual ostrich festival.
Oh, that sounds
That's so fun.
Spokane. Daryl, can you name what state Spokane is in?
Washington State.
Correct. Name the scam capital of America by Forbes. Yonkers. Maggie Joe, what state?
It's either New Jersey or New York. I'm gonna say New Jersey.
I'll give it to you as New York.
Okay.
Home to Bakelite, the first synthetic plastic.
And DMX.
Shreveport.
Give it to you.
Daryl, can you name what state Shreveport's in?
Louisiana.
Correct. Filming location of Texas Chainsaw 3D. Newport News. All right. Daryl, hey, you know where Newport News is?
Virginia.
Correct. And their newspaper is not called anything that's fun. It's the Daily Press. You gotta say it's called Newport News. All right, next. So just going down the list, the next ones would have been Carolina City, which is fake, but sounds pretty good. Rancho Cucamonga, Naperville, rated first in a list of best cities for early retirement.
I was born in Naperville.
Ooh!
Will you retire to Naperville?
Hopefully.
Athens, Georgia, home to the tree that owns itself.
And REM.
Oh yeah, and the B-52s. West Covina, California, which is a real place and not just the location of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, shit.
And finally, Sparks, Nevada. Their motto is, "It's happening here."
Yes. All right, so 8 points for Daryl, 6 for Maggie Joe, and since you both put them down at the same time, 3 points apiece.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. I believe we have another film together.
We do. I'd like to
No,
keep
it's
at
okay.
least one. I understand. It's nice. So we have one more filmed game. Let's get the rules on that one.
Oh no. All right. Cook a pancake in an amazing shape. Best pancake wins. Oh, good God. This is gonna be a bit. I have one attempt. So the first pancake will be the pancake.
All right. So Patrick, these are intelligent people, right? We didn't give them a time limit for this
No,
game.
no time limit at all.
So they could have done like anything. They could
Yeah,
have looked up a
research,
tutorial.
Oh, there's many YouTube tutorials.
They could have doodled.
Oh,
They could have
yeah.
like figured out what they wanted to
All
draw.
kind of planning. Yes, certainly.
So with that in mind, what did you guys do to prepare?
I had an adrenal rush,
Yeah.
which made me reach for the skillet and do whatever the fuck I could immediately.
Check that out.
I knew that Patrick was the judge, so I asked him what his interests were.
We're going to see that in the video.
Okay.
I tried to get the technical lowest possible thing I could do out of you guys. I interpreted the rules, and then I did that.
I've watched a lot of like those like tasty type videos, but never like a how to, just like the soothing like watching people make pancake art. So I was like, well, if they can do it, maybe I can do it. And I just went with a childhood drawing that I always draw. So.
All right. Well, let's see Maggie Joe's childhood drawing.
Here goes nothing. So right here, I just mostly think of it of like, what can I draw? And I'm not much of an artist, so I'm drawing this doodle that I used to make as a kid of a manatee. So I'm attempting to make a manatee pancake. My favorite animal. So I think, if I recall from watching one or two of these pancake videos on YouTube, that it's like, you let some of it cook longer, and that'll be darker, and then you can add in like another layer. I'm sure it's going to go exactly like that. I'm just going to try to fill this in now, and hopefully this part will come out lighter, because it won't be cooked as long. Or I might just have a potato-shaped pancake. How exciting! I never knew this actually worked. Look at that manatee. You see that? That's a cute-ass manatee. Wow!
Am I being judged on how it tastes?
No.
Cool.
Alright, well, I already fucked up. I'm just gonna turn the heat off.
Great. So I was gonna make a dick. So it just kind of came out too fat. So it's a little chody. Like this was like the scrotum. That was the shaft. But like the head, like I had a lot of sticking where like the head was, so it kind of ripped the head off the dick. So I'm gonna say this is like a whistle. It looks a little bit like a whistle. Except for that part, which I was gonna cut off.
All right, thank you. All right. Let's just
That was a video. Let's just talk about that manatee first.
okay. That was a really good manatee.
It was the most surprising moment. It came out, you can't manufacture that joy. That was
Why do you like manatees so much?
I grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and lived on this island. And there was like a waterway that one of my neighbors lived on. She had like a dock, and we would go out to this canal, and manatees would swim up, and you could like if you pour the hose into they love the way it feels on like their little nostrils. So we in 5th grade formed an activist group called the Mana Team.
Oh my god!
And we would make money by selling lemonade, and also by going to the golf course, which was on a marsh. We would scoop expensive golf balls out of the mud and resell them to people, like clean them and resell them to rich people, and then they would give us money, and then we would use that to put up signs at the marina for like motors off for manatees, and put cages on.
And this was when you were in 5th grade?
This is 5th grade.
Wow.
Like in 5 years, did you become the Manateens?
Would have been good.
Let's play the next video.
Okay. Here we go. We gotta spoon it. That's what the instructions say. This is dumb, but baking is a science, so I'm gonna follow the instructions. I bet Daryl's was gross. What am I gonna draw?
Yeah, have you given any thought to that?
What are your interests? Because I would draw a cat for me.
A cat would be lovely.
What are some of your other interests, hypothetically, that are easy to draw? You just need to believe in yourself and not believe in Daryl. Oh, Daryl. He's very nice. He's such a nice guy. Alright, we're doing it. That's a mistake. What are you doing, Helmers? It's too late now. Oh no! This is going so well, you guys. This is great. Oh wow, that's so cute! Oh. Cute. Oh my god, that's so fucking cute. Alright. Oh, it's horrifying! Oh no! Oh no, it's so scary! Oh no, it's not good at all! Oh no! Oh no! I flew too close to the sun!
I have to cook a pancake?
Read it, please.
Oh. Oh no, you're not going to want to eat whatever I make. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Okay. That. No, this pancake will not be of the Lord. Some people like to make their pancakes moist. I'm not like that. No, no, no. I'll make it as dry as possible. A little bit more dust. I'll get it from the top here and put it on the side and put it over here. And the problem is that this pancake flour wants to be cooked, and that's antithetical to what I'm trying to do. It wants to become something that is edible, and I don't want that. Okay, so we're just about ready here. Let's pop it in the microwave for about a minute. A minute will serve our purposes, you know, safety. Let's put another plate on top for safety. smell of this thing. Let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I've made a pancake in the shape of the Starfleet insignia from Star Trek. As you can see, the triangle shape with the little divot underneath and the bulge around it, like the little circular bulge. So there it is. Bon appetit.
All right. So first of all, before anything else, Patrick, can we give Carlos negative points?
Is Carlos on ayahuasca when you're
So we've prepared a slide with Carlos's pancake next to the Starfleet logo. I think it's labeled
I for sure see that.
after a Klingon?
All right, can you put up the slide that says all the pancakes?
Yes, it's all 4.
It's been possessed. It's an abomination.
Okay, for the record, like, I was in the other room when, like, you flipped over your pancake, and I was like, oh, I want to see this live. I'm not going to take a look. Oh, God. that is a haunted cat.
I did the opposite of what Maggie Jones did. Cook the details first.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
See, watching YouTube pays off.
Yeah.
Okay, so Maggie Jo, you know, I think I'm gonna give you first.
I'm curious what you were hoping he would say when you were like, is there something easier to draw? Like, easier than a cat? Which is you want to say, like, I really like circles.
I'm saying yeah.
Hey Laura, what's an interest of yours that's easy to draw? Also, you have 10 seconds. Go.
Cats.
All right, he did it. He got there.
Look how easy it is to draw.
Okay, now tell me another one.
A big fan of circles.
Or, you know what? I've been getting more into, like, the 3D effect of a sphere, which is like a circle.
So you're saying that you would
A ball of dough?
Yeah, so
just a ball
what
of
I want is a
pancake?
bunch of little pancakes stacked moving outwards.
I can't deny that would be a fucking impressive shape. That would be such
Well,
an
Carlos
impressive shape.
is closer to that than.
It's not in a pan. It's not a pancake by definition.
That's fair.
Thanks to one person. It's like, yeah, semantics.
Score update before.
Let's do the score update after this, because I have the thing.
So it's like, so we have Laura and Daryl for second and third.
His doesn't look like anything.
Yeah.
So I initially retconned it because it didn't look like a penis and said it looked like a whistle. But now that I'm looking at it, it kind of looks like a manatee that's been mutilated.
Come to your pancake's aid.
5th grade was a long time.
Poor manatee.
One's a cautionary cat. Needs to be adopted. That's what happens when you get cats at the shelter. Adopt.
Wait, they become possessed?
And that's how they put them down.
We're learning so much about animals.
Yeah, mostly incorrect. I can't decide between the two. They're getting equal points.
Mine was edible. I ate mine.
So while Patrick scores up all of the games so far, would any of you like to see a video of Daryl doing something very impressive?
Yes.
All right, play the video of Daryl doing something very
Is
impressive.
it tying for that last game? I'm fucking pissed.
And you're getting 1 bonus point for this, by the way.
Anyway, currently the score up.
Throw a piece of bread into a toaster from 5 feet away. fastest wins. Your time starts now.
Okay. All right.
How long? Did you time it?
30 seconds. It was 30 seconds.
Yeah, we do some games that we don't show, but
We were going to use this as a tiebreaker. If there was a tie, we edited all the videos down. But frankly, Daryl was the only person who did in any amount of time that was short.
Oh, mine was okay.
It's okay.
It was not a whole piece of bread though.
no, you made a small piece of bread and put it in. It's a piece of bread.
You agreed with me.
I agreed with it, but Daryl took less time. So Daryl does get a bonus point for that because it was so impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving into our last game, what are our scores?
Okay, moving to the last game.
Tied. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
Are you mad?
I'm really mad.
I find your judgment sound and impartial.
Okay, so right now, so in fourth place with 32 points is Laura. In third place with 38 points is Carlos. In second place with 43 points is Daryl. And in first place with 46 points is Maggie Jo. So it is still everyone's.
Alright, so for our final game, we have balloons and markers. Different markers, ones that smell.
Oh, right.
These are low odor!
With them though.
So, the goal of this game is to make the balloon look most like yourself. You'll have 2 minutes from the time everyone gets their balloons.
I mean, are there any questions?
How many balloons do we
Can I
have?
have a purple balloon?
Absolutely.
Yes. You can use whatever's on the stage. We will hand you this dry erase marker. But there's a few other
Take a
options.
balloon. There are purple.
Oh, yes, it's like a pastel too.
That's too early.
We get one balloon.
I mean, I'll leave the balloons here if you really, really mess up.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So we've got 2 minutes on the clock. Yep. On your mark, get set, go! So hold the balloons next to your face, if you will. We can get a perfect point of comparison.
Yeah, that's a pretty good likeness.
Yeah, Yeah, mine's in the bottom.
Your lips just extend so far. I can't really. Daryl?
I drew on the balloon while it was deflated, and then inflated it in the last 10 seconds. I have very large features, so
I will say, I think yours accurately captures the sense of scale.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, it's not, it's just very, very light, you know.
I'm very pale.
And can you do it? Oh, she's all like clothing.
Because I'm so far in first place.
I'd like the judges to note that my hair goes whereas I don't think,
you can't see it because it's so light.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the panel of players and I don't see any 2D people on this stage.
So intentionally went more of an egg shape. I went from the small, because I'm like heavier at the bottom, so I like went for that with the whole essence.
Yes, but I noticed that in real life you have a neck.
All right, Patrick, how's the points going to shake out?
Man, just look at Carlos.
Yeah!
I'm going to give Carlos first place on
Yeah!
that one. Let's see. Sorry.
Everything I touch turns awful.
Sorry, Laura. I mean, just in real life, in real life you have a lovely symmetrical face. That is not that. Versus Maggie Joe. Oh man, this is tough. What do you think?
I like that Daryl chose to go the 3D route. Like, I think that's something that deserves like a bump up, if nothing else. Because like that's genuinely something that like is clever, and that's exactly what we seek to reward here.
You see,
Clothing?
well, I'm leaning toward. The only problem, Maggie Joe, is that your glasses are not circular. They're sort of angular as opposed to the customary ovals. I'm gonna give second place.
That's the only problem, but look at Daryl's nose. That's his whole fucking face is just nose. And
I'm very self-conscious about that.
How dare you?
How dare
you
you?
have a normal nose, Daryl. You need
Do
to
not
accept
gaslight me!
I'm giving the points.
Just because our pancakes weren't that good doesn't mean you should attack Daryl.
All right, before we get to the final scores, let's talk plugs. Starting with Carlos, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I do. I'm trying to remember what it is right now. I know I have some improvised space opera shows.
Yeah.
What are those shows?
There's one the 19th. I'm pulling up my Google Calendar.
Just go to my Facebook page.
We're at Incubator at I.O.
There you go.
And then there's one on the 30th. We're at 2 Pour.
Boom.
Laura, do you have anything to plug?
I'm on 2 improv teams. One is an improvised monster movie team with Audra. It's called Grindhouse. It's very, very fun. And then another one is called Giant Egg. You know what? Follow me on Instagram at Laura at the Helm. And then I will post stories about it and also pictures of my cats. That's the main thing that I want to plug. I have 2 cats. They are not abominations.
Daryl.
I perform almost every Sunday at Improvised Dungeons and Dragons at Otherworld Theater. We have a show tonight at 7. It is our 2-year anniversary show.
Nice.
I'm just going to plug 2 things that I encourage everyone to support in Chicago. One is so I'm a contra dancer. It's like a folk dance that's super fun. There's a queer contra dance once a month. If you Google it, queer Chicago contra dance, you'll have the time of your life, and it is the best. Also, I'm a big board gamer, and I want everyone to support Bonus Round Game Cafe. I'm not affiliated with them. It's just the most wonderful mom and pop board game cafe and store, and they teach board games there. And I encourage you to just go and spend all your money there because it's the best business.
That's right here, annoying us.
I'd like to plug Step Into My Parlor Games, the show you just watched. We have a Facebook page that you can follow for updates. The next edition is going to be in April. Get pumped. Patrick, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I've been drinking more water recently.
Box water?
Box water's
We're
pretty good.
sponsored by Box
Yeah,
Water.
no,
We're not.
We're not. We're not.
We are sponsored by Storyluck. Dan, would you like to talk about it? Are you in the room?
What?
No, what? Sorry.
We have a cool podcast coming out in a couple weeks called Tertiary Delight, and it's about friendship.
Alright. It's all out of the way, Patrick. Who is our winner?
Well, should we take it fourth first place?
Yeah.
Okay, in fourth place, and just into all our hearts.
Try your best.
Yeah, 34 points. It's Laura. Let's see. In third place with 46 points, it is Carlos.
Pancake buddy.
Okay, in second place, but please give no less applause. 49 points for Daryl.
Maggie Joe, please collect your baseball, collect your White Claw and 2 beer koozies. Thank you all for coming. We've been Step Into My Parlor game. See you in April.